popular saying the dog is your man's best friend, but I'm just going to expand it a little bit more on how pets are a man's best friend. And we all know just how much joy your pets bring to you, but do you know just how much goodness it brings to you health-wise? We have with us today Sabrina Soh, who's a pet lover, as well as the Pet Project Malaysia team member. We've got Rachel Yeo, a director and master pet stylist with Dermatech specialization, Jerry Chow, finance director of Pet Cottage Group, as well as Ryan Leong, the rose among the thorns here, director and certified pet care technician. All of them have cats, if I'm not mistaken. All of them have pets? Pets. Okay. Welcome to the show, first and foremost. Now,
thank you.
Probably we'll start off with Sabrina. Why do you think that having a pet improves one's health?
Goodness, I think it's in the little things. I've got 3 dogs at home, and they're all wacky, and they've got their own personalities, and it's the little things. Like if I'm upset, they'll really get close to me, and they'll lick my face if I cry, or yeah, it's really, really sweet. Or you know, like they're just really goofy, and it makes you feel better just to dedicate your life to other beings.
Have you always grown up with pets?
Yes, yes.
And the same goes with Rachel, Jerry, Ryan?
Yes, all of us.
Why do you think that pets are good for your health, Rachel?
There are many. When they want to play, that's the first thing that you have to attend to them. So that is the physical movement that you have the first place with them. And of course, if you walk your dog, so that's very direct one, that you walk them together, so you get your fitness together, and you actually lower the blood pressure as well, I heard. And of course, we talk about grooming a little bit, because as everybody knows, grooming is part of the essential of the overall dog well-being. So when you brush them and you bathe them or proper dry them, they actually sweat up a little bit, and you tend to have a little muscle if you do the daily brushing and stuff like that. So yeah, it does help. Yes.
How about you, Jerry? Jerry, you've got cats and dogs, or?
I have cats, I have dogs, I have hamsters.
Wow, it's like a zoo there. How do you cope?
Yeah, I just love pets. I just love pets. When, especially after a day's work, when you walk home, the minute you open up the door, you look at them, they're welcoming, you know, so happy. All your stress are just relieved. That's the point, that you can't find anything else in the world that pets, the love that pets shown to you is so warm.
Okay, for those who may be a little bit cynical about this whole idea of pets being your best man or best friend, or, you know, giving you so much goodness in terms of health benefits, some will say, that's why you've got friends. Ryan, how would you differentiate this? I mean, there is a difference, because I have cats and dogs back home, and there is a difference. I mean, we've got good girlfriends, we unload, but there's just something so different about bonding with your animals, right?
I totally agree with you. Yeah, it's something that words really cannot describe, that kind of feeling. Until you really had one. It's, you know, your experience one as well. You know, dogs and cats, you know, they can sense you. They really can sense what you are thinking when you are sad, when you're happy. You know, without even we talking about it. They know. So if you're sad, you know, they'll just come to you, you know, hey, mom or dad, you know, why are you so sad, you know?
It's totally selfless.
Yes, correct, So they totally give it to you, you know, so, you know, just pet me, you'll feel better, you know, that kind of thing.
We spoke about the health benefits, about decreasing our stress, you know, relieving our stress, and it lowers our blood pressure. How about our mental health? Do you think it helps in that way too, Rachel?
Yeah, very much. Well, dogs or cats or any pets is, they don't judge us. They don't judge whether you make up today, what dresses you wear today, or are you poor, or are you, you know, anything like that. They will just give their unconditional love to you. Yeah, so.
Unfortunately, because I live in an apartment, I think that I have to take pet responsibility, and it's just not fair for them to just kurun dekat my apartment. So I have mine basically in the kampung back home in Sabah. But I noticed when my kids were there a few days ago, there's just so much joy that the kids have with kids, with pets, right? I mean, I remember growing up with animals surrounding me, and I wanted that with my kids. Why do you think that, you said that you grew up having pets when, as a child, right? Why do you think it's so important for children to be surrounded by pets?
I think you develop a sense of compassion at a very young age, to make sure you look out for one another, and it's a kindness. You can't teach it so much. It's something you just have to grow up with.
Yes.
And there's no word, I mean, exactly, there's nothing you can say to describe it.
Anyone else would like to add on to that?
It's more of like a responsibility, you know. You teach them since young. It's more of an interaction, you know. Like I have a staff, you know, she just gave birth to a baby.
Right.
And, you know, she actually had a dog with her, you know. She's not those kind of pantang kind of people. They say, oh no, the dog's going to be with my child, you know. Right. So when a child when they grew up with dogs or cats or other pets, you know, they tend to develop less allergies to them, yeah. All right.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes, they tend to develop less asthma as well. Yeah, yeah. So you know, these dogs, you know, her dogs, you know, when the baby starts to cry, you know, she'll run to the mom. Hey, mom, the baby is crying. You know, so you know, you got to attend to the baby. You know, or they will also like, you know, they will like guard the baby. It's like, hey, this guy, you know, doesn't really know how to carry the baby. No, you're not going to touch it. You know, yeah. So they develop a sense of like, you know, this is something belongs to a family member, you know, yeah.
That's good, because I know I've read parenting books where you actually have to make the child start bonding with the pets, because the pets get a little bit jealous sometimes with a new member of the family, and especially if you're a mother, you're a new mother, and that's where it gets a little bit tricky. Have you had or heard stories like this where they had to tackle this little problem? I've heard about it. I mean, I've read about it, but I've not known anyone personally who's had to go through it. Anyone?
Yeah, a friend of mine recently, I think a year and a half ago, she gave birth to a baby boy, and she said that her cat was starting to get really jealous.
Oh my.
So I'm not sure what she did, but I mean, I know cats, when they get upset, they start meowing a lot, they start scratching. And, I don't know how different they are to dogs. Dogs, I'm sure if it were my dogs, they would go crazy and be everywhere and make a mess. So I think they just learned with time. It's something you have to be very patient with. But yes, definitely bonding them together from a very young age. I know a lot of parents who, when they're pregnant, they'll have the dogs actually lie on their stomach or listen in. So
that's sweet.
They develop that bond from a very early age.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember my grandparents, bless their souls, rest in peace. But my grandmother used to have loads of cats, all right? So she was a cat lover, and my grandfather was a dog lover. I don't know how, and it was very much like them. You know how cats and dogs are known to be fighting amongst themselves. So these two, my grandparents, they love each other, but they hate each other at the same time. How do you do it, Jerry? I mean, you've got cats and dogs.
Yeah.
So how do they? Yeah,
and
hamsters.
Yeah. In fact, my dog kissed my hamsters.
Oh, there's no fear of... What dog do you have?
Schnauzer.
Oh, Schnauzer. Okay, it's just as tiny as a hamster, okay.
So I think there's a belief, a myth that says that when you bring a new pet home, you ask the pet to socialize with those who are at home. You take him or her in front of those that is assisting at home, and just let them kiss each other.
Oh, so you had to do like a formal introduction,
yes,
let's say,
to introduction.
Who was the first to be, I mean, in the first in your household?
The eldest is a dog.
A dog?
Yeah.
And then you introduce the cat?
Yes.
And slowly, that's mind-blowing. That's a different level altogether. All right, ladies and Jen, we're going to go for our next break here, but do stay tuned. We're going to find out a little bit more from Sabrina what her pet project is all about. It took place last weekend. More about pets in just a bit. Bella, playlist based and inspired by animals. Sometimes I really think to myself, my God, my Bella team, they just... Kudos to you guys, man, to find out all these music videos that have animals in it, except for the fox. Anyway, we're still with our guests here today, talking about pet ownership and why it is so good to own a pet for your health and mental well-being. So before we continue further, Sabrina, I understand that you had a pet project. That's an annual charity event that you do with your partners every single year. It happened last weekend. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I developed it 3 years ago. So last weekend it was the third installation Pet Project. And basically, it's a charity event every year to raise funds and awareness for animal welfare NGOs across Malaysia. So this last year, we supported Hope JB and SPCA Selangor, Petfinder.my's medical fund as well. And there's one more. MEAR. I always lose track of the one. So everything we earned from the ticket sales, from T-shirt sales, it all went directly to our 4 NGOs.
Oh, bless your soul.
But the thing is, we had over 130 kids perform, as well as dedicate some of their own videos of their reactions to documentaries or abuse case videos. And it was just all sort of interlinked, and it was at the Black Box Theatre in Publica. So they performed their hearts out, and it was a successful show. It was a wonderful experience, I think. So yeah, it's been a great 3 years. Really, really great.
And it's still going to continue, inshallah.
I hope so, yes. I think it's time to pass the torch to my students.
Sabrina here just not just handles the Pet Project, she has a hashtag for her dog. Right? Tell me a little bit more about that.
I have 3 dogs, and I think because they are my babies, my fiance and I, they are our babies. There's no other, I think it's the same for all of us. You know, we love our pets unconditionally. So, like all doting mothers, we take a lot of photos of our pets. I mean, I'm not sure about you, but I take a lot of photos. So on Instagram, they have a few hashtags. Obviously, I use the ones that are already out there, like fur babies or family or fur family.
Oh, you didn't create one just for
I did, because I have 3.
That's so cute, so much dedication there. And just when I thought that you're a little bit, you know, overzealous, yes. I understand that my very own producer, Lily, has an Instagram account for her cat. It is called Python the Cat. I cannot believe you have this. Lily, really? But that's just it. There's just so much love for pets out there. I can't imagine why people are just being so cruel to the poor animals out there. We see all these horrible viral videos, and we think that it's just out of our country. It's happening right here, in our very own state. Okay, moving back to the topic. You guys have mentioned how important owning a pet is. It helps with your health benefits, for your mental well-being. It's a stress reliever. I think it was Ryan who mentioned how your animals actually understand you. How do you know that the animal understands you? What have you experienced?
Well, you see, being a busy man like me, sometimes, you know, I'm stressed, you know, so you know, when I go home and I open the door, you know, they will just look at you, you know, their eyes is like, oh, you're sad, you know.
You have cats, right?
I have cats, but they're more on dogs as well, yeah.
Oh, okay, so you have both?
I have both, yeah.
Right, Jerry. Okay. You know how they say that if you're a cat person, you're a dog person, you're a hamster, you're a bird, you know, you've got your different qualities. Do you agree with that?
Not really.
Not really. Why, Rachel?
Well, we are all up for the love and to give them back the love because they love you unconditionally. So what you can do is you make them enjoy back and have the pleasure that that we ever could care and the utmost care that we can even provide to them back. Yeah, so it's the same.
Have any one of you actually, you know, personally experienced like you were feeling a little bit sick or down or whatever, and then, okay, I see someone nodding cautiously. Sabrina, what happened?
No, I get sick very often with my autoimmune stuff. So the second I'm sick, I'm not sure if your pets do this, but they will literally like just be there. I'll have Steve be on my shoulder, Gizmo will be on my hip, Samba will be on my legs, and they'll just be there the whole day. It's like as if they're like trying to project like just love to you, make you feel better.
So after that?
I do, because how can you not?
So it does work. Anyone else has shared some similar experience, Jerry?
Yes, especially when you are sick. Normally, the normal routine is that at a certain point of time, they'll ask for snacks. There's a point of time they'll ask to go out to play. But when they know you are sick, they will just sit around. They will not ask you for anything. They just accompany you and sometimes lick on your face. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you still sick? You know.
There's also that stereotype where cats are a little bit more. Not mean, that's too harsh a word. They're a little bit more, you know, they're the tai-tai. Yeah. We have to be their slave, you know, they're going like, oh, you have to lie on me. Do you think that's true? I noticed that with my grandmother's cats. She was like, oh, kowtowing to the cats. Whereas the dogs were like looking after our property and stuff.
Definitely there is a difference between cats and dogs, yeah. Cats, if you leave them alone for a day, they will leave you alone for a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. Cats are like that. If you show love to them, they love you a lot. They will just sit on your lap or sit on your feet just like that and just accompany you. But if you ignore them just for a while, they will show you faces. They will stick around at the corner,
staring at you.
Yeah, wait for you to come over and hug. Yeah.
This is clearly being said by 4 pet owners who really, really love your animals. You treat them like, if not your own kids, your own family members. For those who are thinking of having pets, what are some of the first important criteria? Because pet responsibility is a huge, huge thing. A lot of people think that, Allah, just give water and food cukup lah. Once in a blue moon, okay, maybe cuci lah because busuk already. But it's not just that, right?
No,
why, Ryan?
You need time. You need to make sure you have time for them. Yeah, that's the most important thing. Yeah, I think secondly, then you need space. You know, you need to know what kind of space that you have for your pets. Yeah. Third, I think is wait, it can't come into my brain.
Help him out. Help him out.
Yeah,
Patience.
Patience. Yeah. Love. Yeah. Commitment. I think.
knowledge.
Yes, commitment. The knowledge. Yeah. The knowledge of the breeds or the pets that you're going to bring in. Yeah. What do they need? Yeah.
So there's a lot of commitment that you have to.
Yeah, it's like a
make
child.
sure you're
it's like a child. Yeah.
When they're sick, you take them to the doctor.
Yeah. You
Especially
know.
when you travel. If you travel and you just leave them at home, that's the worst thing that we can ever do. You would not leave your children at home and while you are traveling. You know, by all means, if I can, I will bring them home to my hometown. But if I can't, I have to travel. I have to make sure that they are also well taken care of.
I mean, like you said, aptly said, it's like how can you leave your own children at home, right? With no one looking after. Having said that, we're going to go for another quick break here on Bella Unwing, but do stay tuned. We're going to still pick the brains of our 4 pet lovers out over here to talk about what are some of the commitments that are required and what you should be looking into when purchasing or buying or adopting a pet. See you in 2. That's right, having a pet requires a lot of commitment. Let's find out right after the break. Do not touch that remote. We are still with our pet lovers here this morning, and oh, it's so cute because Ryan just showed me one of his pets is wearing, who's obviously got football fever too, and she.
It's a boy.
He's wearing an Argentina jersey. Obviously, you're supporting Argentina, is it?
Not really.
Oh,
my partner.
Oh, your partner is. Okay, fair enough. They're so adorable. Okay, you know, Ryan, if people like me who I love cats, I love dogs, I love animals. It's just that I don't have the means, the commitment to, you know, look after a pet, especially living in a small apartment. I understand that there's pet cafes around town that I can just go there and have, you know,
to be with
the pet.
We actually have one. Yeah, it's called Cottage. Yeah, it's actually at Subang Jaya. So you know, if you like to enjoy a cup of coffee, you know, together with the cats, you know, that's the most perfect place to unwind, you know, relax, de-stress and everything. We also have a lot of customers that, you know, sometimes they have their cats, but the cats pass away, you know. So they don't have the heart to have another one. So, you know, they find our place is very, very good place to de-stress.
All right, so is that like when they buy a cup of coffee, they have to put in a package so that they can pet the animals, or how does it work?
Well, we have actually 2 sections, yeah. One is just purely coffee. If you do a cat-free session, yeah, so you can actually enjoy our coffees and everything. But, you know, if to get into the cat area, we have a cat area, just a just a cup of drinks, you know, then you can go in already.
But there are also, of course, some hygienic things that you need to do, like sanitizing your hands, or whatever, because we think, that we're the clean ones, but we're actually bringing all the dirts and when you're touching those pets.
Correct.
Yeah. So you've got those.
We have those hand sanitizers.
Hand sanitizers and stuff.
We actually have the a thing that actually kills the virus and bacteria as well.
Okay.
The air ionizer, you know, it cleans the air as well. Yeah, it provides some fresh air for all the cats and things. Yeah, for us, cats first, humans second.
Wow, so much importance on the pets.
Yeah.
Jerry, how young can we start, teaching a kid to have pet responsibility?
Actually, as young as the age of 3 to 4 years old, a child should be introduced to cats and dogs at that kind of age, because they are very easy to get close with children, especially cats and dogs. They love to mix with children rather than the adults. If you bring a child there, the dogs will walk and the cats will walk towards the child.
How do you make the child not be afraid?
Of course, you have to hold the cat first. Hold the cat and let the child pet on the cat and teach him how to stroke the cat.
Okay.
So that the cat will not get stressed off and will not get nervous. Once they are stressed, they will scratch. That's the key.
All right, Rachel, perhaps you can give us some tips on how you can, when you're bringing your new pet home, what are some of the first few key things that you should be doing to introduce to the environment? Because, it's like a new home. Like just like human beings, we're curious,
Yes,
What do you do?
It's good that you just let them roam around first. That's the first thing. You don't get like, oh, you don't go there, oh, you don't go there,
Just let them
be and let them sniff around, look around. If the cat wants to jump high up and see what's going on like a king, let them be. Let them know the environment, then they will try to settle down themselves.
All right.
Then you slowly introduce to other animals that at home, like the hierarchy kind of thing, because they're going to be the new family member. So the old family member is coming out to greet them one by one. So don't panic. So don't stress the new member out. So you just go slow, and there you go one by one.
And last question before we proceed with something that I've just decided to do today. Sabrina, how do you train your animals to, don't scratch on the furniture. This is where you litter. This is where you pee.
Oh God, you picked the worst person. Because I am such a...
You're too lenient.
I am.
Oh dear.
It'll be my fiance who does all the disciplining, because I'm just like, oh, you can look at his eyes. You can't get mad at him.
So, no, you have to be firm.
Well, you have to be firm. I found that my second one, he wasn't actually properly trained until we got our puppy. I don't know what happened. He just developed this older brother thing, so then he got responsible and he started, then he was properly house trained all of a sudden, just like that.
So weird, right? This animal kingdom that they have.
But little tricks like feeding them and then letting them out straight away. So that
do you believe in a schedule also?
It's like a routine.
It definitely helps. Yes.
Like feeding time has to be this time, walking time, if you've got dogs.
And I think like with scratching and stuff, they do it attention seeking. So if they're doing all these little behavioral things, we just have to watch out for it and try and anticipate it. So if they're getting bored, get them toys.
But I guess that's all part and parcel of having and owning a pet. So join me over here as we meet some of their furry friends. Not everyone could join us this morning, unfortunately. Hello. I'm actually allergic to cats, so every time I'm playing with the cats back home, I'm like taking my drugs to make sure that I don't get too sneezy. Okay, so who is who?
Today?
I did, because I knew it was today's topic. So who is who? Ryan, who is what?
Okay, let me introduce Queenie. Yeah.
Creamy.
Queenie.
Queenie, look at the face! Suddenly everyone's talking in a high-pitched voice. Hello.
Okay, let me hold on to her.
Okay, you know what? Like as of any curious person, okay, she's gone. Bye, Queenie. And we've got another two champs here. Is it 2, 3, 2? Two. All right.
One is Garfield.
Okay.
Yeah, the other is
yours?
Cheese.
Okay.
No, it's actually Ryan's as well.
Oh, all Ryan's.
Yeah, they're all
at Coffee Cottage.
They're actually all at Coffee Cottage. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Queenie here is actually a Persian. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it was Rachel who was mentioning how important grooming is. Some people think that it's just about feeding and bathing, but there's a special way of bathing. And if you're not comfortable doing it, we've got all these grooming courses, or people to actually do it professionally, right?
Yeah.
Okay, since it's all Ryan's pets.
No, they can hold. Yeah, she can hold. Yeah.
We're gonna put, since you're the rose among the thorns here, we're gonna give you a little task, okay? We're gonna see just how well your pet knows you. So Jerry's gonna help me. You're gonna stand there. Jerry, you're gonna stand there.
All right.
And then you're gonna let go of Queenie, and let's just see how well Ryan is able to communicate with his pussy cat.
Oh no!
Anyone have a trick here?
All right, Queenie, we're gonna put you down.
Right, okay.
Go to Daddy.
All right, go to Daddy. Queenie! Oh no, Queenie, no.
You picked the wrong one.
I picked the wrong one. Okay, who's a little bit more obedient? Is it Argentinian boy?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, let's give him just one more shot at this. All right. Okay. Come here, Cheesy, right?
Yeah, Cheese and Garfield. His
Hi,
name is Garfield.
Queenie, Queenie.
I call him Garfield because he looks like Garfield.
Oh no! Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Messi going, and there you go. Messi is out there to explore. Where's the goal? Where's the goal?
Come on, come on, Cheese.
All right, and now Cheese will be going to
Cheese.
Daddy. And
Cheese
go.
and Garfield. I need a teaser.
Okay, so they're just as curious as any normal human being would be in a new environment. Not to worry, not to worry. I'm just going to let you all know what's taking place tomorrow on Bella Weekend. We'll be talking to two lovely designers on what is ready to wear and what is made to measure. We're going to find out the pros and cons with this. Find out more with Vanessa Chong at 11 a.m. only on your home of Feel Good. All right, so we're going to just bring in the cats. Okay, I'm already starting to sneeze. Oh. That's dangerous. I guess I overdid it when I was back home in Sabah because I was just like gomoling all, you know? So maybe some last words from all of you. Yeah. Ryan, what is your tips on pet responsibility?
Pet responsibility? Well, maybe I'll just start off like, you know, every time we hear an apple a day keeps the doctors away. So let's change it. An animal a day keeps the doctor away.
Okay, Jerry, for someone who may not be too comfortable having a pet like a cat or a dog, which is probably a bigger responsibility, you have a hamster. Is that easier? Or, oh no, okay, maybe not.
Actually, carrying a hamster is taking you more time to...
The smaller it is, the harder.
Because...
What would you suggest then if someone who's still, you know, still fiddling around with having a pet, but they don't want to, you know, they just want to start on something more easier to handle, manageable?
My suggestion maybe rabbit is a much better choice. You see, hamster, they like to reproduce. That is a big topic to talk about, right?
That's another one. And lastly, ladies, any just final words from the both of you? Rachel?
I guess the most important thing to have a pet is you must know how to take care of them well, to know what are their needs before you get one of those. Because every pet actually requires different needs. And yeah.
Sabrina, last words.
I think because I work so closely with some of the animal welfare NGOs, if you're going to have a pet, I think we have to remember to spay and neuter. Just to be responsible. And if you're gonna have a pet, just try and be as committed and know all the things you have to be responsible for ahead of time. Well said. Thank you so much, ladies and gent, and thank you to our furry friends. Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have today on Bella Unwind. The cats are going crazy. They're everywhere. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. with Vanessa Chong. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.